All right, thank you, Jared. Moving is never easy, and it can be even more nerve-wracking if you're moving to another state or country. Well, good news for military families, there is help from other military families. PCS Grades is a free online service designed specifically for the military and their loved ones. Joining us this morning is co-founder and CEO of PCS Grades, Todd Ernst. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jenny.
So tell me exactly, how does PCS Grades work?
Well, it's kind of functionally like an Angie's List, but exclusively for the military families, both currently and former serving. And we're focusing our reviews on those PCS problems that we must solve every time we move and relocate to a new location that you've never been to before. So reviews on neighborhoods, for on-base housing, but also realtors, mortgage lenders. We have school information and more.
What are some issues, if you talk to some of the military families, that they have with moving to another state, or for some moving to another country?
Golly, everything. But it's overwhelming is what it is. You know, for instance, moving to, if you've never been to San Antonio before, you have no clue in a big geographical area like this where you would set up home. So when you start looking at the reviews, especially populated on a map, it's very quick to kind of see where people with your like-mindedness, similar backgrounds, where in a town like this, you know, you may want to start looking to live.
What are some other services that you provide?
Well, mostly the review piece is the biggest piece. So we know that there are people that are initially just trying to decide, do I live on base, do I live off base? So giving them the opportunity to not only provide reviews, but then read reviews to help them figure out whether or not they want to be on or off base. If you're going to be off base, you need a good realtor oftentimes, especially if you've never been to that area before. And if you need a good realtor, then you probably need a good mortgage lender as well. But I'll tell you, there's a couple of exciting pieces that we're fixing to onboard here real soon as well. And one of them is moving company reviews. So for the currently serving families, we don't get a whole lot of choice into the moving companies that actually take us across the country or around the world. But we are now going to give a voice to our community that we've never had before. And I tell you, folks are really excited about it, anticipating it, and we're going to get that onboarded here before this big summer PCS cycle, which starts in June.
I always just assumed that the military paid for the moving, but they hire out, I guess.
Well, they do. Now, the military pays for it, so we don't get to pay for it, but we also don't get a choice in who is going to actually move us. And so we see this not as an opportunity for us to give black eyes to the moving companies or to any of the vendors that participate in our system, but more an opportunity for us to positively motivate and to work with companies to make sure that if there are bad actors out there, that they know how to improve so they can be better to serve us. Because again, we don't get a choice, so it doesn't really help us to just drag those people through the dirt. Instead, we want to provide them feedback and help them participate in our system so that they can be better at providing a service for us in the future.
And why do you think that some families would prefer to live on base than off? I'm a military brat, and let me tell you, it's not I mean, it's kind of like an apartment, so why wouldn't they want to live in a house?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the big ones is we just move so frequently. And so there are people that don't want to mess with the hassles of all the financial, complexities that it can be to live off base, especially knowing that if I purchased a home that in, maybe as few as 2 years, I'm going to have to turn around and sell it again. A lot of folks like the security of living on base as well, and like being around, again, the like-minded folks who understand each other kind of in a way that, people outside of the military community don't. But, interestingly, there are a number of folks, depending on the numbers I'm looking at, 37 to 50%, maybe a little bit more, that PCS and do choose to live off base. Some folks want to have a little bit of that, kind of individual lifestyle that they don't always get because you are so, part of the military community. So there are folks who do want to get off base. They do buy homes, even though maybe it doesn't make sense, but it gives them that opportunity to have something that's theirs. Kind of the home ownership thing, is just, anyhow, it's something that people really desire and identify with. I
know when my father was stationed in Germany and Spain, we loved living off base because you get more into the culture.
Absolutely. You get to be a part of the community. You get to participate. You bet.
All right. Well, thank you so much. For more information, of course, you can head to their website, PCSgrades.com. You also have a phone number, 210-960-7271. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jenny.
We'll be right back.